go to a break. You're just going to have to wait a minute to hear what happens.
Story. Wow.
So we'll be right back.
Yes, we will.
Well, we are back to Real Women, Real Issues. We're glad that you've decided to stay with us today. We have a lot of information for you. And I kind of interrupted Sharolyn as she was coming to the conclusion of a story, a real life scenario regarding identity fraud. So continue on.
Okay. So again, I left off with the particular individual that I spoke of. There was a warrant that was issued for this individual, and they decided to act on the warrant. So they showed up to this individual's job, and they took this person into custody. After all of these things transpired between the financial institution and the detectives on the case, you know, it did seem that there were missing items. Why are you going after this individual when you do have knowledge of the person that actually wrote the checks?
That's right, exactly.
And it was told to this individual that we're not concerned about that. You know, you obviously had to give someone your information, and we're going to hold you accountable because the insurance company says that we have to press charges against someone. So now that we have you in custody, they're going to pay.
And here she is, the victim.
The victim. And she ended up having to stay overnight in jail.
She works in a professional capacity.
Absolutely professional.
Was arrested at work.
They didn't handcuff the person, but they did, you know, they had to ride in a police car.
Oh
Spend the night in jail, all for something that they had not done. Now, the company says, well, we'll drop all of the charges if you pay both accounts in full right now. And this person said, I refuse to pay for something that I didn't do.
Exactly.
Why am I going to give you money on an account that I wasn't using? You didn't close the account. Well, we didn't hear from you. You didn't verify that you received the new card. Sure I did. You sent me a new bill with the new account number and all of my transactions. That card was activated. So what do you mean you didn't know? You contacted me and told me that my information had been compromised, but because the ball was dropped, now that compromised information is still out there. Now, you know, naturally it's closed or what have you. And now that individual has to obtain an attorney to make sure that these charges are dropped and that the record is clear, because they were going after a felony. Can you imagine?
And this can happen to you. This can happen to me.
And you know, we take things, you hear this all the time, you take it for granted. Your institution contacts you, says that your information has been, you know, obtained, something has been compromised, they send you a new card, and you never think twice about it. You really, really are trusting that they're following the proper protocol and procedures, and you never double check.
So what about, have you ever been in a situation where you go to the store and you make a purchase, and then you hear from the store later saying that a lot of, you know, the information was captured by someone?
No.
Oh yeah, well that's happened to me. And what I've learned from that is, you know, you can take it lightly because they say, well, we don't think that there's any problem or anything like that, but we just wanted to notify you, you know, in the event. Well, after what I read about identity fraud, immediately send a letter, a notice to every credit bureau, to the police department, everywhere, letting them know that that has happened, because you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know what is going to be the aftermath of that happening.
And you know, I laugh and I joke about it, and I say anyone that takes over my identity, or they take it, they'll send it back to me. So I'm not really worried about that at this point in time in my life. They'll take it and they say, oh my Lord, get this stuff back. I mean, I'm the mother of 5. You know, I'm not really at this point, but you never know. But I seriously, I joke about that. It's like, if they take it, they'll send it back. It's no problem. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, no. People will take, wait a minute, even recently, someone has taken pictures off of Facebook.
What?
Yes. We have, okay, we have a caller on the phone. Hi, caller, how are you? And welcome to Real Women, Real Issues.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for accepting my call. What I want to talk about is the issue of identity theft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hey, you all ladies are right. You might have already spoke on this, and this is about being naive about your cards.
Yes.
And you know, like as a man, I tell my wife quite often, when she go to Ruby Tuesday, don't give anyone your card. And I know it's hard, but you know, ladies not supposed to carry cash. But if you go into a restaurant, do not give the restaurant your card.
Wow. And
I'm telling you this from experience. And I can tell you the place that did it, Ruby Tuesday downtown Decatur. They was getting down on it. They was
really?
had so many cards. So my advice, well, what I'm trying to say is, ladies, just be careful. And you know, don't be so naive. People should check their account every day.
Sure.
That's why they have online banking.
Mm-hmm.
Go online and check your account. We all have to do that. And being that, you know, that we are black people, it just might be a little bit harder to get the life back on track. And it's a speed bump for everybody else, but it's a big old boulder for us. It's hard to overcome. Mm-hmm. And I want to tell you, ladies, thank you. Keep up the good work, and God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling.
You know, and it's interesting that he would actually say that because the convenience of the card. Yeah. And we're all guilty of it.
Yes.
We are, you know, a while back I spoke about the fact that we didn't have a debit card, that we operated in cash. And, you know, my life is so incredibly hectic, so we did ultimately break down.
Oh, no.
We did.
She took the plunge.
I did. I'm telling you, I've gone into a sea of abyss.
She's in plastic.
I have, my life is now consumed with a card. But, you know, it really makes things easier for me because I found that I was, you know, stopping and it was worth the sacrifice. Mm-hmm. But now I have fallen into the trap of convenience. Mm-hmm. And I do understand that things are risky. And certainly, you know, we don't have any proof to say that particular restaurant location did something inappropriate with the card, but I do know that there is some level of risk because that it's out of your sight.
Absolutely.
Someone is scanning it.
Absolutely.
You are not present to see that. So I can understand the level of concern with that. And it is really, really important to protect your identity at all costs. I mean,
you just need to do it. And that's why we are so glad that you called in with that.
Right.
And you're absolutely right. And thank you so much for calling in with that. But when you do find out or you've lost a card or whatever the case may be, you definitely need to do what is called a security freeze. This is something that was enacted as of November 2007. Whereby you can contact Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion and freeze your credit report. Sure. That means no one can get any information or do anything unless they have your permission. Mm-hmm. They would have to contact you. So you definitely want to do a security freeze. So for state-by-state information on security freezes, you need to go to www.consumersunion.org/campaigns, and they will give you more information on that. And know one thing, that these people who are in the business of committing identity fraud, they're very aggressive.
Yes, they are. You know, I remember watching a movie, and it talked about this particular young lady, very, very young, and she had outstanding credit, and she went to make a purchase her home. And the lady that worked in the office actually took her information and began using it, and I mean made tremendous purchases, ordered things, bought cars. And this young lady caught the devil trying to prove that it was not her. This woman, this criminal, created herself made herself look like this young lady, did her hair like her, got fake information.
To that extent.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
Wow.
And you know, even to this day, from what I understand, it was a true story. And this individual is still having problems with her credit and things that this woman had done. And it, you know, I have a concern because I don't even understand why is it so difficult for you to obtain a new Social Security number when you have when your information has been violated in such a way.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It troubles me.
It does. But you know, I inquired about that once, and they said that would be such a nightmare, an administrative nightmare. For everyone to, you know, just all of a sudden start getting new Social Security numbers, and that's why the government is like, no, that would cost too much money.
But now it's going to cost you personally as an
individual. They don't care about you personally.
Oh,
okay, well.
I thought they cared.
Well, no, but we care about you, so we want you to stay tuned while we take this break. We'll be back shortly.
Right back.